Going to start the chapter number 4, that is heat and temperature. So if we talk about what do you mean by heat, you will see that it is the form of the energy which can cause the hotness of a body. Okay, then you will see that the heat is a energy. It can be transferred from one form to the another. And if you see that if a body is having high heat energy or it gains heat energy, then it becomes cold, or when a body loses its temperature, then it becomes cold. So you will see that in the picture clearly here ice is cold, and if we talk about fire is very hot. And you will see that when an object gains the heat it becomes hot, and when it loses the heat it becomes cold. So heat is transferred from hot object to the cold object. And you will see that how we can measure the how much hot or how much cold is this. You will see that temperature tells us the degree of the hotness and the coldness of our body. So you will see that whenever we heat any object it will also expand, and when we cool them you will see that their size decreases, it means they contracts. So then you will see that a device used to measure temperature is thermometer. You will see that in the thermometers you will see that there is a scale, and it can be any scale like Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, Kelvin scale, and you will see that we measure our temperature through. You will see that in the temperature scale you have also seen the thermometer in your houses. So you will see that inside the thermometer there will be mercury, and it is made up of a glass tube. And you will see that the temperature scale, if we talk about how we can measure the temperature, there are mainly three scales in which we can measure the temperature. Like in this thermometer you can see that at the bottom there is a bulb, and inside that thermometer there is a mercury. And you will see that why we use only mercury in the thermometer, then you will see that mercury is shine and opaque, so it can be clearly visible, and it do not stick to the walls of the thermometer or the container. And you will see that, and it easily expands on heating and contracts on cooling. That's why we use mercury in the thermometer. So you will see that the three scales, the first scale is your Celsius scale, and you will see that the Celsius scale was devised by Andreas Celsius. And you will see that in Celsius scale, firstly the freezing point of water will be 0 degrees Celsius, and boiling point of water will be 100 degrees Celsius. And if we talk about like normal human body's temperature, it is can be measured in Celsius also, and that will be 37 degrees Celsius. And another scale is your Fahrenheit scale, and Fahrenheit scale was devised by the German physicist Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. And you will see that in Fahrenheit scale the freezing point of the pure water will be 32 degree Fahrenheit, and the boiling point of the pure water will be 212 degree Fahrenheit. And the another scale, the third one scale is your Kelvin scale, or this is also called absolute zero scale, and it was devised by the Lord Kelvin. That one is your Kelvin scale, and you will see that in Kelvin scale it is mainly used when there are the gases whose temperature which we have to measure. And you will see that in Kelvin scale the freezing point of water is 273 Kelvin, and the boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin. And there here in the picture you can clearly see that the three scales, Celsius scale, Kelvin scale, and Fahrenheit scale, here you can see that the freezing point of water and boiling point of the water. So now another question arises in our mind, how we can interchange. Can we interchange these three scales? Then you will see that yes, we can change a value in the Celsius to Fahrenheit or to the Kelvin. So here are some formulas shown to you. By the use of this we can convert the Celsius scale into the Fahrenheit or into the Kelvin. Now you can see that to convert Celsius value into the Fahrenheit, we have to use the formula like Fahrenheit is equal to Celsius into 9 by 5 plus 32. And to convert Celsius into Kelvin, we have to add 273 to the Celsius value, and the resultant value will be in Kelvin. And to convert Kelvin to Celsius, we have to subtract minus 273 from the Kelvin value. So here in this example, you can see that here 38.7 degree Fahrenheit we have to Celsius we have to convert into Fahrenheit. Then apply the formula like F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. So we can put here values and we will get the answer, that is 101.7. So there are the three types of the thermometer which we mainly deal. First will be your clinical thermometer, and the second is your laboratory thermometer, and there is also third one, that is your digital thermometer. So you will see that clinical thermometer is normally used to measure the temperature of the human body, and it is made up of a glass tube. And laboratory thermometer is also made up of a glass tube, and there is a kink in that which prevent the backflow of the mercury. And you will see that inside that there is a capillary tube inside which the mercury is filled, and when the temperature rises, this mercury level expands, and when the temperature is low, this level contracts. So the third one is your digital thermometer. In digital thermometer, you will see that these are more accurate than the normal thermometers, and you will see that in digital thermometer there is digital screen that displays the exact temperature. And thereafter, if we talk about the units of the heat, since heat we have already discussed that it is a form of energy which we have already discussed the heat, that it is a form of energy which transferred from one body to the another due to temperature difference. So you will see that the common units of the heat are calorie, kilocalorie and the joule, and the SI unit of the heat is your joule. And if we talk about how the calorie and joule are interrelated, then you will see that 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joule. And thereafter there are journal effects of the heat. And journal effects of the heat, you will see that whenever any substance absorbs heat, its temperature rises. And so you will see that whenever we heat any solid, it generally changes its state. It changes into the liquid form. Like in picture you can easily see that butter on heated it gets melted. So here you can say that the state is changed from solid to the liquid. And liquid also, when they absorb the heat energy, they may change their state. They changes into the vapor state, like in the picture you can clearly see. And you will see that whenever we heat any object, then you will see that the mercury level in thermometer rises up. As you can see in the picture, we have taken hot water and dipped the thermometer there. Then you will see that what happens after few time, you will see that the level of the mercury rises. Clearly you can see in the picture. And you will see that if we heat any liquid, they show only volume expansion. You will see that the volume increases, and on cooling there is a decrease in their volume, because you can see that they do not have fixed shape. That's why they have fixed volume. That's why they show only volume expansion or cubical expansion. So you will see that expansion of the gases. You will see that why do the gases expand at higher rate than liquids and the solids. You will see that since gases neither have definite shape nor they have definite volume, so there are no forces of attraction between them, so they can expand more. They can show all the types of the expansion. Like there are mainly three types of the expansion. They can, like linear expansion, in which you may see that there is an increase in the length, and second one is your superficial expansion, in which there is an expansion or increase in the area, and the third one is your cubic or volume expansion, in which you will see that there will be the expansion in the volumes. And solids show all the three types of the expansion, liquids show only cubic or volume expansion, and gases also volume expansion. So change of phase, you will see that whenever the temperature